Crystal from Crystal Sews and Stuff on Instagram, and today I wanted to welcome back all of my subscribers to the channel and welcome all of my new viewers and new subscribers as well. So today I wanted to share with you my makes for July 2018. So first I'm going to start off with what I'm wearing, which is Simplicity 1279, and I'll leave a picture right here. And this is a top, a button-down shirt that I made with my sewing class at the Sassy Sewer here in Maryland. And here it is. And I'll insert a picture of me wearing it right here. So I made this top for my class, and it's supposed to be a long sleeve shirt. I wanted a classic white button-down shirt, but I decided to, the pattern doesn't call for French seams, but I decided to French seam the whole pattern, including the armholes. But I cut too far in when I was trimming the French seam, and so I didn't want to redo the sleeve. I really couldn't redo the sleeve because I cut into the armhole a little bit too much, and when I tried to sew on the sleeve, it was like looking crazy. So in order to save the top, we decided that just make it sleeveless, and it's perfect because, so what we did was we trimmed the arm size by 5/8, which is the seam allowance, and then I bias bound the armholes. I stitched it on by machine for the first stitch, and then I hand sewed the inside of for the armholes. So it worked, and it worked out really well because when I bought the buttons for this fabric, for this top, let me show you, see, we'll zoom in. So I bought these cool buttons from Pacific Trimming in New York City. When we went to New York last year, my sewing class, we all went to New York on a bus trip, and I only bought 7 buttons to make this top, and for long sleeves you needed like 11. So I didn't have enough buttons anyway, so I would have had to figure out more buttons. So it worked out. So I did 7 buttons down. So I bought 7 buttons, but it was supposed to be 8 because there was a flap up here. So what we did was we trimmed down this corner because it was designed to like go like this, and there was a flap that went under. But in order to make it even, she told me to sew a seam right here and trim it off to make it all even right here instead of having an overflap like this. So that worked out. So I would have even needed 8 buttons, but I only had 7 buttons, so it worked out perfectly. So it's still buttons up all the way up, but there would have been even 1 more button, which is unnecessary because I'm never gonna wear it like this. So this works out. So that is my first make, Simplicity 1279. So the next thing that I made was a robe for my daughter, and it is Simplicity 1946. And here is a picture of the pattern right here. And she was going off to camp, to Girl Scout camp, and she noticed that her robe was too short. My oldest son, he went to Boy Scout camp, but his robe still fit, but her robe was way too short. So I just said, she asked me to make her a robe real quick before camp. So I finished this the day before she had to get on the bus to Girl Scout camp. So this is a cute little robe that I made for her, and it has cookies and milk with pink hearts on it. And she loved this robe, and she said she got a lot of compliments at camp when she was wearing this robe. So that was the second thing that I made. And then my youngest son just turned 6, and for him I made a cute little outfit. I made him these cute little shorts because we did a Paw Patrol theme for his birthday, and so these are cute. He turned 6. So I appliqued the number. He's autistic and nonverbal, and so I like to do a little shirt for him that shows his age every year. So this is the shirt I made. Well, I bought the shirt from Michael's, and I just appliqued this number 6 onto his shirt, and it's so cute. And I'll show the little picture I have of him, but he's real wiggly and runny, so it's hard to get a good picture of him in the shirt. But here's a picture of him on his birthday. So I think he really liked the shirt. So it's really cute. And I did a cute little IGTV video. I did a little video on IGTV showing how I appliqued this shirt, the lettering on it. So check out my Instagram page and the IGTV link to see if you want to see a video on how I appliqued this number 6 on to the shirt. But it's really simple. You just go around it. I went around it twice. I went around the border twice, and I also used this Tender Touch, some Tender Touch interfacing on the back to make it all lay flat, and it's very soft. I use that for embroidering stuff on my sewing machine, but my big sewing machine has to get some work. The bobbin case was acting funny again, so I just did this on my my regular sewing machine just to go around the applique. So that was the next thing that I made, and then I made new look. The next thing I made was the Mimi G dress, and I did a video on that, but I'll leave here's a picture of me wearing the dress right here. And then the next thing that and I'll leave a link above for you to check out the video, and in the description box if you wanted to check out my review of the Mimi G Jessica dress. So the next thing that I made was Simplicity 1107, which is this cute little tunic top, and the middle part is a NANI Eero fabric that I picked up from Domesticity, which is local fabric shop here in Baltimore, and the white part is a linen from JOANN Fabrics. It's 100% linen, and I love how this turned out. So I did cut out bias using this gauze. It's a double gauze, but I didn't realize double gauze is you have to be very careful if you unpick double gauze, because when I did because I was trying to make the bias binding show, but I had it crooked and I unpicked it, and I kind of made a little tear in the binding. So I took that off, and I just ended up using regular cotton bias binding from JOANN's, just for the armholes and the neckband. So it still came out really cute. So that was my next make for myself. So the next thing that I made was Simplicity 8642, and it's this cute top that I made for the Sew Your View challenge on Instagram. Here's the front. Okay. So this is a really cute top, and this is a cotton voile, or it's either a voile or a lawn from Fabric Mart, and it's very lightweight. And I made a few changes on it. First, I lengthened it because it was designed to stop like right about here, but I don't really like my tops to stop that high, so I lengthened it about 3, maybe even 4 inches, 3.5, 4 inches, and so that was the first change that I made. And then, but I didn't factor in is the hip, that it came down over to the hip, so I didn't grade out for the hips. So when I tried it on, it seemed kind of, I mean, it fit, but it was like barely fitting, and I didn't like it looking bunched up, so I decided to make slits on each side. Just a little slit. It's not a high slit, just a really little mini slit on both sides. And so that was the second change that I made. And I also, instead of using facing, I did cut some fabric on the bias, and I bound it with self fabric instead of using store-bought binding or facing. And the last thing I did was I made a thread loop. It's not the best thread loop, but but I did a thread loop to close the neckline with this button. So instead of, the pattern calls for elastic, for you to put elastic here, but I decided to do a thread loop because I think it looks a little more dainty. And so those are all the changes that I made for that top. So I really love how it turned out. And here's a picture of me wearing it. And I'll also show a little clip of it at the end. And to go with that, I made the magic pencil skirt. So here it is. It's a and it's a ponte knit skirt. And I bought this fabric from Craft Seed when they were doing kits, and I never used the fabric with the kit that came with it. But it feels like a cotton ponte knit, and I really like how this turned out. So it's a really simple pattern. It's just one pattern piece for the front and the back, and there are 2 darts in the front and 2 darts in the back. So here are the darts. Can you see them? So I cut out a size medium and it was too big, so I had to take it in a few times. And there are 2 versions. You can do a high-waisted version or a lower-waisted version, and I did the high-waisted version. And I also, she also had a tip to just stitching the ditch on the darts and the side seams in order to make it lay down so you could have a no waistline look. So that was the option that I decided to do. And then that was it. And I just did a regular hem on the bottom. And so that's it. This is a really simple, quick, fast make. But you do have to do a little bit of fitting because it only comes in small, medium, large, extra large, and I think extra small. So you have to, and it's a range. So I was towards the end of the beginning of the medium range, but next time I think I'll cut out a small because I ended up having to move the darts in because as I kept taking it in, the darts kept going out further. So I had to move the dart back in order for it to line up correctly. So those are all my makes for July 2018, but I did get started on a couple other things. If you remember in my planning video, I wanted to make some pants, and I started, here are the pants. I started on this New Look 65-17 pants, and so I did a muslin for them. So I'm not 100% happy with the fit on it, but it's kind of hard to tell. I cut out an 18. I probably could have went with a 16 because it's a little big, but it's hard to tell with it being an elastic waistband in the back if it's going to be too big, but it almost fits. So I'll be working on the fit of these soon. So I also started on the Anna dress. So I cut out the bodice for this dress, muslin, back in May or so. And this, I can show you it. Try it on. It's still I think it's going to be, the neckline seems a little too big. It's hard to tell with over the shirt, but the neckline is big. So I have to figure out how to adjust that neckline in order to make it fit a little better. So that was the next thing I started working on. So hopefully I'll get those done in the near future. And so with my sewing class, I'm going to be working on a blazer. So let me show you the pattern for that. Here. So for my sewing class, I'm going to be working on a blazer next. So that will be the last level in my class, and I am going to be working on McCall's. Let me see. Pull it out the package. Plastic. So I'm going to be working on this one, McCall's 6172. And so that's the next thing that I'll be working on in my sewing class, and it has welt pocket. It has I think one of the versions has welt pockets. I think there are welt pockets underneath this flat. So because I know that's one of the things that we have to learn how to do is welt pockets. So that's the next thing that I'll be working on in my sewing class. Won't get done in August, but it'll get done with sewing class. You know, Sometimes I have to take a week or two off because of activities with the kids, and it's to sew at your own pace. So a lot of times I wait to do things in class instead of working on it at home. So things take a little bit longer, but this is the next thing that I'll be working on in my sewing class. For my July 2018 makes, I'll have another video up soon with my plans, because although I'm working on those aren't all my plans. So that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to talking to you next time. Take care. Bye.